Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike. Sharanyatrambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Mahalakshmi Rupena Samstita. Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 23rd of March 2025. We are continuing our exploration of the concept of Shraddha based on the Bhagavad Gita, verse number 39, chapter number 4. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma residing in the heart of all beings. Shraddha, of course, is the base. It is the base for spiritual development in any aspect of life. So, Shraddha is often associated with the idea of unwavering faith. Achal Shraddha, Achalam. This word also comes in the Gita, that faith is not moving at all. That the Shraddha, the latching on, as I mentioned day before yesterday, the sequence that is there, how the conviction develops, the nishtha develops through the intellect. There's a whole process behind the development of Shraddha. But once it develops, a deeper understanding reveals of how Shraddha is compatible with cognitive openness. So let's talk about this today. Cognitive openness means mental openness, that the mind is open to learn new material, mind is open to connect with the Brahman in the higher realization. It's open in the vastness of reality. So the cognitive openness is necessary. Cognitive meaning our mental openness. For example, when we are studying a scripture, any scripture, let's say, for example, this verse number 39 that we're going through right now. As a student of the Gita, I would have to be open to the various interpretations given by so many people, Shankaracharya ji or Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati, or it could be anybody, whoever the commentators are, their commentaries, their interpretations. If I'm not open to that, then that Gnan is not going to come inside of me. To be open to understanding the one concept from many, many, many perspectives. This is a very important quality. If we develop that quality, then our Shraddha increases, our understanding increases, and our sadhana that is enlivened by Shraddha increases. This is called the compatibility. It is called the connection between Shraddha and cognitive openness. So true Shraddha then comes about. When this process continues further, true Shraddha is not blind faith. People say, I don't want to have blind faith. Of course, you should not have blind faith. Why anybody should have blind faith? It says true Shraddha is not blind faith. It is not inherently resistant to inquiry or reason. The path of inquiry and the development of reason, meaning our buddhi, is not contradictory to Shraddha. So, sometimes people say, well, if you have Shraddha, faith, you should lock your buddhi. I've heard this many, many times. Buddhi ko lock kar dijiye. Buddhi ne lock maru. I've heard it mentioned many times, even in satsang, different places, in different satsangas, I've mentioned, lock your buddhi and just follow what the gurus are teaching you, follow what somebody's telling you to do. You don't have any thinking of your own. And this is totally wrong, obviously. You cannot lock, even if you want to lock your buddhi, you'll not be able to. Nobody can lock their buddhi. Buddhi has not been given by Paramatma so that it can be locked. It is given by Bhagavan so it can be unlocked, in fact. The opposite is true. So it's not about locking one's buddhi blindly. No, it is not like that at all. That is not true. It is about conviction and faith that comes through inquiry, comes through understanding, awareness, analysis. And then that Shraddha is born. But that Shraddha is only a doorway into Jnanam. Shraddhavan labate Jnanam. So locking the buddhi, that's not it. It's opening the buddhi into Shraddha. See the difference. If you're locking the buddhi, which you'll not be able to do anyway, but if you try to do it, and then you create something false inside, that's how blind faith is created, by locking the buddhi. People who are blindly following some group or something like that, some cults and all that kind of thing, they have no thinking of their own. They have no independent thought. And because of that, then they say, no, I'm just going to believe what somebody's telling me. I have locked my intelligence. I don't want to think myself. I'm going to just follow what they're telling me to do. That is what is called a cult, C-U-L-T. So people who are in a cult of some sort, they don't want to think anything other than what that group is telling them to do. And those who are really believing that, they will go to extreme levels for that also. That is the power, that is called fanaticism. जिसको गुजराती में कहते हैं कट्टरवाद, कट्टरवादी. In Gujarati, it's called kattarvad. That is never going to lead to, that is not Shraddha actually. That's not real Shraddha. And that definitely will not lead to Jnana. It will lead to an increase of the ahankar in the tightly bound psychological system that is called group think. You can look it up online, put it into the chat GPT if you want. Just put in what is group think. It'll give you a fantastic analysis. It basically means that whole group is thinking in the same way. Now, there can be benefit in that, but you cannot hijack the minds of individuals to think in the same way. No way, absolutely not. So that is also not Shraddha. Because each person has to, through the grace of Guru, independently discover what is the truth. See, it's like this. If 10 people have closed their eyes standing on a beach, and the 11th person has their eyes open, and that is like the Guru who has his eyes are open, the 10 people's eyes are closed. The Guru cannot open the eyes by force of the other people. The other people can learn from the Guru, understand the Guru of how to open the eyes. But they have to open the eyes themselves. The Guru cannot open it for you. If my eyes are closed on the beach and somebody's eyes are open, who is the Guru, let's say, drawing an analogy, they can try to force my eyes open, but I don't want to open it. I'm just not going to open it. I have to open my own eyes. And that is what Bhagavan Krishna is teaching throughout the Gita. Kitna agnan ho gaya in the Sanatan Dharma, thinking the Guru will do something. Guru is not going to do anything for us. They are going to teach us. We have to do everything ourselves. Nobody's going to do something for us. They're going to give guidance. They're going to show you what to do. They're going to teach what to do. That is called, the Gurus are Brahmaveta. They're compassionate. They're graceful. They are giving guidance. They are living in their own awakened state. That is why they're called Brahmaveta and Brahmaswarupa. Gurus are called Brahmaswarupa. If they are truly awakened into Brahman, all they can do is give their blessings by their presence and by their words with love and affection towards those who are stuck inside Maya. Now, it is, from a bhakti point of view, if a bhakta wants release from Maya, he has to go to the feet of the God, and the Bhagavan releases the bhakta from Maya. If that is so, if that is what the bhakta wants, the Guru is an intermediary, or Sadguru is an intermediary of how to develop bhakti, how to go to the Lord, that kind of thing. Because in Gujarati we say, Mukti na data Paramatma che. Bhagavan mukti na denara che. He's the giver of mukti. So he gives mukti to those who want that mukti. That is the opening of the eyes. If Sachin doesn't want mukti, if Sachin doesn't want to open one's eyes, then why Bhagavan himself will open the eyes? No. Or will grant mukti. The eyes open because we want them to open. This is the point of Shraddha. That Shraddhavan labate jnanam Tatparaha Sanyatendriya. The Jnanam that Bhagavan Krishna is talking about is where the Jivatma realizes that who he is, what it is. Oh, I am Brahman, I am Atma, I am divine. That realization comes along with the realization of the way the Srishti works, the way the Maya works. All this thing happens. The Viveka and Vichara. See, the Sanatan Dharma emphasizes Vichar Shakti, that is inquiry and reflection. It encourages Viveka, that is discernment, along with Shraddha. So when you have a Shraddha plus Vivek plus Vichar, कितनी सुंदर बात है. इसका मीनिंग क्या है? भक्ति योग plus Jnana Yoga. Both are combined together. That is the combination of Bhakti and Jnana. And what does that do for us? It is going to evolve our internal, how can I say this? It is going to evolve our internal consciousness towards Paramatma. And so this is a formula. Shraddha plus Vivek plus Vichar equals inner unfoldment. That's a formula. If Sachin brings in Shraddha in the real sense, not blind faith, leave all that thing aside. Real Shraddha comes, that what the Sri Krishna is saying is absolutely correct. There's no doubt about it at all. That level develops. That is called Shraddha. Then with that, Viveka plus Vichar. Vivek is what is real, what is unreal, what is true, what is not true, what I ought to do, what I not ought to do. All that Vivek comes through the Santa Samagam. ब्रह्मानंद स्वामी जी कहते हैं, स्वामीनारायण भगवान के संत थे, संत समागम कीजे निश दिन संत समागम कीजे, मानत जी संतन के मुख से प्रेम सुधार से पीजे, निश दिन संत समागम कीजे. Right? So it's a beautiful 4-line poem. सत्संग, अखंड सत्संग में से विवेक की दृष्टि आती है. That is called Vivek. And Vichar is what? Inquiry. The Buddhi, we were saying, Buddhivan. Become Buddhivan. Why? For Vichar Shakti. The Buddhivan will lead to Shraddhavan. Not the other way around. Not that blind faith will lead to the awakening of the intelligence. No. Blind faith will make one more blind only. That's the only thing that will happen. It's like a blind person who puts some poison inside his eyes. The chance of even seeing anything will be gone. So you don't destroy the eyes. Vivek and Vairagya is to open the intellect, not to destroy the intellect. All right. So this is a formula. So what is the end result? And we'll stop with this. The result is one is Jagrut from inside, awakened. One is fully awakened into the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Jo Vedanta ka jo Mahavakya, amazing truth is there. That Satyam awakens, Jnanam awakens, true vision awakens, true Ananda awakens. Or if you want to go more into Bhakti, then pure Bhakti, the 10th Bhakti awakens. All these fantastic things are there. There's a lot more to be said from many different perspectives about Shraddha. Shraddha is a most extraordinary process inside. There's a lot of neurology and psychology behind it also. Emotional regulation, executive function, cognitive openness. We talked about that before. Learning dependent neuroplastic changes. These are all ideas. I'll try to cover some of these. Cognitive dissonance is overcome. Evolution of schemas is there. The fMRI scans in the brain also show how the Shraddha can come about, what happens there, reward processing, emotional regulation, neuroendocrine function, oxytocin levels, and all of this thing is involved in Shraddha. We think that Bhagavad Gita, some Bhagavan Krishna has spoken something. ऐसा नहीं, इसका बहुत science भी है. Lot of science is there involved in this. So with that, we'll stop for now. Om Dhyanamulam Gururmurti Mantramulam Gururvakyam Pujamulam Gururpadam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Tameva Mata Chapita Tameva Bandhusha Sakha Tameva Vidya Dravinam Tameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Divalingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Dvadas Jyotirlingaya Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tha Tha Swaha. Om Shri Durga Arpanamastu. Om Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu.